In this episode, we are getting closer to finishing all research in the MAM, produce our first radio control units, complete all Tier 7 milestones and take a first glimpse on nuclear power plants, and much more. Yo, hello everybody, welcome back to Prone to Play, a Let's Play series of Satisfactory. In the last episode we built up this very basic aluminum factory, and today we are going to take the output of this, the aluminum sheets and the aluminum casings, and we'll complete some milestones, some research, and after that we will see what we can do next. Because I haven't actually thought about what to do next quite yet, and I don't have in my mind specifically what is the best next step, so we will simply complete the current milestones that we can complete, unlock the research or finish the research that we can finish, and then we will see what possibilities are available for us after that. Now, in the end of the last episode I removed a bottleneck at the swamp where I accidentally put down a Mark II lift instead of a Mark III at the conveyor belt for the bauxite. And there was actually another bottleneck right here at the silica conveyor belt, because this one and this one, they have been Mark I conveyor belts and the lifts have been Mark I as well. So I changed that in order to provide enough silica for the foundries. And since then, everything is currently running at a fluid 100%. So we have our target output of 90 alclad sheets and 60 alclad casings. Aluminum casings, excuse me. And currently everything is backing up at the freight platform up above. So we will take what's in there currently with us. And maybe the train is just arriving so that we can change this one as well. Oh no, it's somewhere over there. Oh no, it is here. So let's catch that really quick. Turn off self-driving because we can also edit the timetable of this. Because I can show you in a minute that I also changed the train network once more. And now we go to the alu imports after the coal coast. And we unload aluminum sheets and aluminum casing over here. We save. Currently nothing is loaded, so let's take out everything that's at the freight platform by hand. And just for the sake of experimenting and double checking if everything is set up now properly, I will put this into the freight car of the train where it's supposed to go in the future. And then we can check if it unloads properly at the new train station that you will see in a minute. So, 1, 2. Turn on self-driving, and the next station should be... it goes to the swamp bauxite next. You know what? I'll let this drive for a moment and then I'll come back to you once we are back at the central storage. Alright, we're back at the coal coast now. I just set this freight platform to load so that it should now load the aluminum casings and the aluminum sheets on the second freight platform. What it does. Perfect. And now it should head to the alu imports, which is directly next to our central storage. Because as mentioned in the last episode, I was not motivated to extend the central storage platform and shift all the train tracks around in order to make sufficient space, so I did it on the corner. And the railways were so finicky to set up that I came up with this solution. First of all, let's check if everything unloads according to plan. Because here is an empty platform, the bauxite does not have to be processed around here, but the alu goods, the alu parts, should be unloaded over here and then will be fed directly into this industrial storage container, where I already put in some stuff that I had to pull out of the freight platform manually over there at the coal coast because it was already completely backed up. And as soon as we are able to upgrade these conveyor belts to Mark V, this conveyor belt system should cover all the incoming parts again. Right now it's only capable of taking another 60 from here, otherwise this line would back up, but for now this is looking good. And because everything was so finicky, you just saw the route that the train has to take, because now here it turns around and then it has to go underneath the already existing railway, and I had to reset this multiple times because it was too short, too steep, or too close to the ceiling that the train would soft clip then. But then it takes a left turn over here, comes back up and then merges onto the main railway, let's call it that way, and takes the next lap to the swamp. So everything is working out according to plan. And everything is feeding into this storage container. And now our central storage is also making use of more and more of the former empty storage containers. We had to extend the sorting system once more up to this point. And now we only have a couple of more left. So in the future, I am positive that we will make full usage of this central storage system, which is good because we built it because of that. And you can also see we already built quite a lot of aluminum parts, mostly backed up at the industrial storage container now over there. Actually, let's take it from there so it does not have to get sorted away and will not back up over there in the meantime, while we are unlocking the next milestones. But other than that, nothing crazy happened in between this and the last episode, because this was everything that I was busy with. 1000 of each should be good. So now let's check what milestones we can complete, because finally, after multiple episodes and weeks of building oil platforms and new factories, we can at last progress further in the game. And the first thing that I want to take care of is actually Logistics Mark V, with 100 aluminum sheets, 200 industrial beams and 300 reinforced iron plates. So let me take the remaining necessary parts really quick. Everything is on stock. And all that's left to do is feed this in. And after a long time, hit the big button.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
Mark V Logistics unlocked. Next up we have the hazmat suit with iodine infused filters and more inventory slots. We always gladly take these. And actually I think I have to prepare some more gas filters. I only have 11. What's necessary for this again? Coal, fabric and rubber. I think the only thing that I need is coal. Okay, what else? Radio control units, we haven't built these yet either. So this will be on the to-do list today, to set up a temporary production for this one. And other pack we can take care of today. Nuclear power. capable of doing today as well, because we have more than enough supercomputers. Once again, radio control units needed, and we cannot make these ones right now. Alright, so the scope for now is to unlock hazmat suit, the hover pack, build both of these equipment parts today, and then take a look at nuclear power as well. Only for the start, but I'm curious. Okay, so let me prepare everything really quick, and then I come back. Alright, I think I prepared everything accordingly, aside from building the actual hover pack and hazmat suit in the equipment workshop, because I don't know for sure what's necessary, but it's desperately needed, especially the hazmat suit, because Enel did it again. He brought us another uranium waste, and I don't have the nerves to bring him all the way to the edge and store it there way directly, so we will get our hands on some hazmat suit, on a hazmat suit, some iodine infused filters, and bring it there really quick once we are protected from the radiation level. And I also upgraded already most of the conveyor logistics in the central storage to Mark V, as you can see here. Up above everything is completed, but this is also why you see a bunch of crates in the compass. And here you can see it on top of the lifts, because I had a full inventory and then I didn't notice that I create a crate every time I take away the encased industrial beams and replace it with the alclad sheets, which is why it looks like this. On the inside it's even worse, so I have to take care of this very soon as well. But basically everything that I did here is simply select Mark V lift and replace it like this. So, which is why I created many crates by accident, but I will remove them ASAP. But now every single conveyor belts regarding the sorting system and the lifts is completely on Mark V. So let's see. And I think this was close. I created even more crates. God damn it. But I have to take a tour around anyways. Let's make some room. Okay, now let's see. What can we tackle in the milestones as well? First of all, the hazmat suit. I prepared some more gas filters because I took some extra coal with me. So, as we already did in the past, feed everything in and then check what we can complete as well before actually hitting the button. Hover pack also, and then last but not least, the nuclear filter. I'm missing even more heavy modular frames. Okay, sorry for that. But now we also have everything for the milestone nuclear power. And I think that's about everything that we can do right now. Yeah, we have to take care of radio control units in order to progress further. So let's go one by one. And first complete the milestone for hazmat suit.
Milestone reached. With the new hazmat suit and iodine-infused filters, you will be protected against uranium-based radiation.
Okay, what do we need? Oh, we almost have everything available. For the filters, we also have everything. Let's do these really quick. I have the extra 11 gas filters still in my storage box, so there's no problem in using these. And then for the hazmat suit, I have to get some more aluminum sheets and some fabric, but we have plenty of this as well. So let's complete this really quick while we are on it. Then we can take care of the additional uranium waste very, very soon. Hazmat suit. Alright, and there it is. And I think when I do this, we can see that there's an animation when we put this on. No animation, but at least we see the difference. And when we are using motors, but when we are in a vehicle and see ourselves in third person, there's also a visible difference. I think so, at least. Actually not. Oh wow, I thought you can see it when you are driving. But doesn't seem like it. Anyways, next up we have the hover pack.
Milestone reached. The hover pack enables aerial overview of all powered factories as well as easy transport across multi-level buildings by wirelessly connecting to the power grid.
And we have actually everything that we need in order to build this in an instant. But I don't know if there is any power available here. Maybe at the railway. Yes, now we can stay in the air a little bit. Float. Very nice. I think with C, with double C, yeah, you can unlock this. Get off the railway! Crazy. Now we have that as well. And whenever there's electricity in the area, let it be power poles or railway carrying electricity, we can hover around with this with no effort. And last but not least, let's get the nuclear power.
Milestone reached. Uranium scanning unlocked. With the provided buildings and parts, you can now set up nuclear power generation, which balances an increase of fuel production complexity with improved power output. A new project part enables progress to the next phase. Note, this method of power generation creates nuclear waste.
And currently there's no uranium showing on the map. It must be somewhere around here. In total there's 3 uranium nodes in this game. And until yesterday I thought, oh, there it shows. Just took a second. One is here. Occasionally direct close to the area where we extract the bauxite, hidden behind the waterfall. Another normal one in this area, and an impure one over here, where we haven't been so far. And in the future we will deal with nuclear power as well, of course. But let's see, let's resume if we missed anything. We have unlocked the hazmat suit, we have built it, we have filters, more inventory slots. As well as here, hover pack already built. Alright, tier 7. All that's left is creating radio control units, and then we get our hands on drones, which is also exciting, but with the standard recipes, batteries are a pain. And I don't know if I have any use for this at the moment, but we will see in the near future. Because I think we will set up this in this episode, the radio control units, and we'll be able to unlock this in the next one immediately. But now let's head on to the nuclear power. We have uranium as a scannable resource. We have encased uranium cells, electromagnetic control rods, uranium fuel rod, as well as a nuclear power plant. and another project part, the magnetic field generator, which is the second part that we need in order to complete phase 4. Let's take a look. For encased uranium cells in the standard recipe, we need uranium as well as concrete and sulfuric acid in order to create encased uranium cells and have some excess sulfuric acid in the process as well. Then we have the electromagnetic control rods, and after a long time we finally need stators again. Currently every stator that we produce is directly converted into a motor. We have a couple of hundred excess stored away, but if necessary we have to set up another production line for this in order to produce electromagnetic control rods. And then we have the uranium fuel rod, existing by or produced by using encased uranium cells with encased industrial beams and the just mentioned electromagnetic control rods. And last but not least, we have the magnetic field generator, which consists of versatile frameworks. So we basically have to have 10,000 of these in order to produce the necessary 4,000 magnetic field generators, and then even 20,000 batteries and 4,000 electromagnetic control rods. And this is why I don't I'm not that eager to tackle the project parts currently, because with the standard recipes especially, there are some alternative recipes that make this more comfortable. There is an issue. Oh, the Explorer is just out of fuel. Okay, no problem. I thought the train station have the trains have some issues. But this is now currently everything for the milestones. By the way, can we take a look at the power plant? We can, if I take some supercomputers really quick, because this is a very, very impressive building. Barely fits here. Let's do it like this. Yes, this is the next generation after fuel generators, with an input for fuel rods, an input for water because we have to cool down the whole system, and it consumes 240 meters cubed of water per minute, so every power plant needs to have 2 water extractors for itself, and here the radiated waste will be extracted, but it also produces 2500 of megawatt, and this is the equivalent of 16.66 fuel generators. So basically we have overclocked everything, but if we take 49 generators existing, so 7 of these, around 7.5 of these power plants are the equivalent of the complete oil fuel generator factory that we just set up. The output of this is very crazy. Okay, but so much for the milestones. Now let's see if we can do something in the research lab, in the MAM as well. I'm very positive that we can. Yes, we just need supercomputers, more heavy modular frames, some rubber for an instant. I think we can do this as well. Oh yeah, by the way, everything that Inert brings us I store away over here. I just didn't want to have it laying on the ground, but I'm curious what he is capable of finding, so I want to have an overview. And he also found some pale berries, and I placed them on the ground. And after a while, they were gone, and I thought, maybe, I don't know, maybe I just, maybe he didn't bring any pale berries, because I tried to feed him pale berries in the past, and he didn't take it, but just recently I tried it once more, and he actually eats more pale berries. You can feed your pet if you want, so just for your information, if you want to give your pet a little treat, you can give him or her or it as many pale berries as you like. Where was I? Okay, I will check what we need for the MEM, and then we tackle some research as well. Okay, I think I have collected everything necessary for the MEM, at least for everything that we can research right now. So let's start right away with the geothermal generator. And with this, we can generate power by building it on a geyser. And it fluctuates a little bit depending on the node. The power output has different averages. But I have never actually built this, so I might do this in the near future just out of curiosity. But now this is taken care as well. And we can also scan for geysers. Maybe there's even one in the direct surrounding area. Does not seem like it. I think there was one here. But the radar seems to take a while until it scans up to this point. And I think there might be one as well over here. Yeah, one at the oil refinery. A little bit over here, and yeah, right where our train path goes. So we might tackle one of these soon, but for now let's finish the research tree for Caterium by unlocking programmable splitters. And this completes the Caterium research tree. Now we have programmable splitters as well. And they take a heavy modular frame, a motor and a supercomputer. I'm out of heavy modular frames again. Wow, we really burn those resources today. But here you do not only have the possibility to give orders for the different outputs, but you can also stack multiple items or multiple orders on one exit, aside from being only able to say, okay, here on the left output there goes the overflow, but on this one you can also say on the left output there goes the overflow as well as a specific item if you desire. And recently I got the comment that some of you also implement let's say a waste sorter in the storage sorting system. For example, for everything that is not getting stored away, you can sort it out immediately or at the end of the line. For example, alien remains or plants or anything else that you don't have a specific storage place for, so you don't have to take that much care of what you put into the industrial storage container and insert into the storage system, because everything unwanted will be stored together at the end anyways, and either be stored separately or getting synced, so that you don't have to worry about creating backlog in your sorting systems. So I think I will implement this in the future as well into the sorting system by using a programmable splitter or two. And yeah, thank you very much for the advice. I think this is a very cool tip, and I will do this for sure. But before, we will also complete the research tree for nutrients and unlock another recipe for a medicinal inhaler by using bacon agaric, pale berries, and barrel nuts. And this collided with the autosave. But with this, only 2 remaining researchers in the MAM are left. One needing packaged turbo fuel, and I haven't gotten my hands on this up until now. And neither do we have access to encased uranium cells currently, so that we will be able to produce nukes in the future, but I'm not sure whether or not these will be needed. Maybe a little bit fun to play with, but not needed whatsoever. Alright, these crates actually drive me nuts, and I will first free Enel from the additional uranium waste, if I find him. I will bring the uranium waste to the storage at the edge. Remove all these crates that I have created accidentally. And then I think we will tackle the temporary setup for the radial control unit. Okay, it took me actually ages to find Enel again. He was wandering around somewhere at the Alu Imports train station. But now he's free. And you can see that we used our first filter in order to bring the uranium waste to the edge, to the, for now, storage for the uranium waste that we cannot take care of otherwise. And I actually thought until I think yesterday that there's no way of using uranium fuel rods without being able to handle the waste until you unlock further milestones. But I think it was Kibitz actually showed that you can use uranium fuel rods for vehicles without them producing waste. So, for example, if you want to make use of plutonium fuel rods, by which you can create by converting uranium waste into them, but you are not able to convert the plutonium waste into anything else. So currently this is definitive a waste that you have to store somewhere without being able to handle it. As of May 2023, maybe update 8 brings out something new for that, but you can actually use, or you could potentially use plutonium fuel rods without creating any waste by using it for vehicles. But that's no topic for the moment, because we are now heading into our manufacturing room and changing our most right manufacturer, the temporary one with no automatic input, to radio control units. It's currently idle anyways, because we have created, I think, 1200 modular engines in the meantime. This one is still running on 40%, creating 0.8 heavy modular frames per minute. So yeah, nice and steady output. It's not much, but it's honest work. And with this we have still excess of 3 steel pipes per minute, so we don't run out of these either. Creating 2.5 computers per minute, which is actually a very good rate. And everything of this is still on excess as well. And on this one we have high-speed connectors, and I think I actually have to tune down this a little bit further, because we have more than enough high-speed connectors for the moment, but we are slowly running out of quick wire. So I think I will tune this down just under 160 quick wire per minute, so that we can store these very, very slowly but steady. I think we have half a container left up above. There is a full one over here as well, but yeah, there's no need to run out of these. Oh, on the other side, let's keep it, because on the other hand we are creating a 160 quick wire per minute, and if we need more in the future we can simply stop this for 5 minutes and have almost 1000 back. But that's enough from this, because let me store everything on the side for the moment. How much rubber do we have here? More than enough. Let's take this out. so that we have everything empty. And now let's change the recipe to radio control units. And we need computers, how convenient. Because they are right here, just 2 manufacturers away. So let's do this. Then we need crystal oscillators and aluminum casings. I think we can... Here's only the 5 radio control units that we have found at a crash site. And I also have to change the smart splitter up above again, because we just unlocked the radio control unit recipe and it was not able for me to make use of this in the storage system up until now. But we don't have any automatic feed-in up above anyways, but yeah, just so that I don't forget it in the future. I will take care of this. Okay, and last is the casing. Right, can take this back. And maybe, oh, that's already completely tuned up. This one has to be a little bit faster, but everything else is fine. Alright, and now we are producing 6.25 radio control units per minute, at least for the time being. But with that many parts as an input, I think we will have plenty of these, at least a couple of hundred. This actually goes very fast. Let's see. The first one that comes out. The first set of radio control units that we have produced ourselves. And I think this goes actually very fast. Should be a pair of each coming out every 20 seconds. Yes. Alright, nice. And I think we need 100 or so for the start in order to go on with the research. And then we actually will have to tackle more factories in order to produce sufficient parts for further progression. I'm still having headaches because of these project parts. But other than that, we unlock the heatsink here, the cooling system, and the fused modular frame. This will be a pain as well, but we also get nitrogen gas available with these extractors and pressurizers. And only then we will have access to these parts. But yeah, one thing at a time. I think for now, oh yeah, I took care of the crates as well. 30 something has been created by accident and now removed again. Hello. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, no, you don't need this. Thank you. I think I'm gonna actually wait for the radio control units and then we can tackle the milestone completion directly again. And then we see what we can do next. Okay, we're back. I actually headed out to the Blue Crater, to our oil plant, because there were some very minor stutterings of the power output. Yeah, now it's a flat line again, at its peak of 21,850 megawatts, but for some reason everything was running just around, or some machines at least, just around 98-99%, but not staying steady at a 100. So I tried out some tweaks and twists, put down I think a couple of more packaged fuel, only 10 or 20 or so in every unpackager that that were around 96-98% of efficiency, cut off one of the normal fuel generators, not the turbo fuel one, but one of the normal fuel one that was also running at 96%, let the pipes back up a little bit more and turned it back on the network once everything was backed up completely, and now everything is running steady since. I will keep an eye on this. Maybe the issue is ongoing and then I have to find or dig deeper for the solution of this problem. But we also have produced 130 radio control units in the meantime in our manufacturing room. This is still ongoing for additional radio control units for the future, because we will need more of them. And for now, this is more than enough in order to unlock further milestones as soon as I have the sufficient parts. Okay, we need 200 casings, 300 motors. 300, okay, casings, motors, wire, and sheets. Okay, I think this should be everything necessary. Let's check. Aeronautical engineering, control units, sheets, casings, motors, yes. And advanced aluminum production, sheets, casings, more control units, and a lot of wire. And I think that's again everything for now. Yes. Let's start by completing tier 7 milestones and launch the pod for aeronautical engineering.
Milestone reached. Aerial transport of resources is now possible with the use of drones, ideal for shipping across long distances or difficult terrain. Ensure the presence of batteries at drone ports for optimal results. A new project part enables progress to the next phase.
Yes, now we can build drone ports along with drones. And they need a lot of batteries to actually cover some distance. So let's check everything new here. Sulfuric acid by using sulfur and water. Then battery needs sulfuric acid with alumina solution and aluminum casings, and has water as an output as well, as a byproduct. So we actually have to think about a way how to produce batteries the best, but I'm not sure how to do this yet in the future. Alright, and here we have our first project part for phase 4. We basically unlock them backwards. Now we have the assembly director system using adaptive control units as well as supercomputers. And these actually take so much time. The normal clock speed is 0.75 director systems per minute, and you need 4,000 of them. So it just takes 4,000 divided by 0.75 times 60. Oh no. Divided by 60. So you have running a manufacturer on normal speed on around 88.88 hours, if my math is correct, only for producing this. And these take adaptive control units 2 for 1, so 8,000 adaptive control units and 4,000 supercomputers. So I think we set up something for this as well. But adaptive control units, actually we could be fine. And we are not. I thought we had set up something permanently for this, but apparently we didn't. So yeah, lots of homework if we want to address this soon. But with this we have tier 7 completed. And now let's finish the second milestone of tier 8. The advanced aluminum production.
Milestone reached. The object scanner can now find underground wells which can be pressurized to extract resources such as nitrogen, water and oil. Nitrogen will contribute to more advanced aluminum parts.
Yes. Resource well pressurizer can be placed on a resource well to activate it by pressurizing the underground resource. And we actually passed resource nodes a lot, or resource wells in this case, a lot of times in the past. And you have basically the pressurizer in the center and then a couple of holes in the ground where you can put down extractors, and these will then transport the resource, let it be fluid or gas, out of the ground through pipelines to your dedicated spot wherever you want to have it. And this is actually necessary in order to get our hands on nitrogen, because now we have access to nitrogen gas, which only is available through wells. And I think there's one in the blue crater close to our oil plants, so this is actually doable in the future. But we also have heat sinks, which is not that difficult actually, only taking aluminum sheets with copper sheets in the standard recipe. And again, I don't want to dive too deep into this because I'm really eager for update 8 coming out. And then we have multiple alternate recipes available that are very, very handy and most of the time much easier to set up than the standard recipes. But as long as we want to progress further as of update 7 being live, we will deal with what we have. Because we will need the heat sinks eventually and build it together with rubber, water and nitrogen gas and blend it to create cooling systems, which is I think also necessary for the thermal rocket launcher, but we will need it eventually for sure. And last but not least, we have the fused modular frame, taking heavy modular frames, aluminum casings and again nitrogen gas in order to build. Basically you cover one heavy modular frame and build a fused modular frame out of this. I think that's everything for the moment, and right now we only have 2 milestones left. One requiring the mentioned fused modular frames, and then we get the next project part unlocked, as well as Mark III miners with turbo motors, which can double up our resource output for resource nodes once again. And then the last and final milestone will be particle enrichment. Alright. But this is radio control units done. And I think that's going to be it for today. We accomplished quite a lot. We tackled multiple milestones. We finished almost every research in the MAM. We are currently building our radio control units. And I actually have to think about what we are going to do next. Because, yeah, we have now so many options. We can rush to the last 2 milestones and produce everything that's necessary for the fused modular frames, for example, the control rods, cooling systems and so on, and go to the blue crater for that again in order to tap into the nitrogen gas that's available over there. We could also do some cosmetics, for example for our central storage, build finally a proper building for the train station now that we are using it. We could also build a dedicated factory alongside this conveyor bus in the emptiness of the desert that sorts out everything necessary in order to tackle the project parts for phase 4, so that we are building these slowly but steady in the background in a passive manner, because currently we are sitting on, for example, almost 30,000 circuit boards and are syncing some of them every minute, so we could put up the output for computers, and yeah, slowly, very slowly, step by step, produce the project parts in the back. We could build factories for automating parts that are currently not automated. There's so many different options, and I would actually be curious if you have any preferences. What would you like to see next? Is there anything that you would be interested in, or anything that you can advise me? For example, yeah, at a similar spot in this game, in the similar stage where you have been, the best thing to tackle next is this and that, because this and this will be handy or the most useful in the future. I would be very curious to hear your advice or your opinion on this. Feel free to make wishes what we can do next together. Do some time lapse for cosmetics, do some buildings from scratch, factory buildings from scratch together. Anything that you want to share with me would be gladly appreciated. But this is going to be it for now. Maybe in the meantime I will do some maintenance again, but in any way I will let you know in the beginning of the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I definitely know I did. Really, really good progress, and yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next episode.